Dylan, welcome to the cave. Thank you for joining me today.
Elias, thank you for having me. Excited to be
Excited,
here.
excited to have our friend. The listeners, the viewers that tune us in every you can see you on Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies. I watched a few episodes so far with my wife. My wife enjoys these type of shows more than I do, but they're fun. They're fun to get into.
Right on. Yeah, it's a
Uh,
fun show, right? I'm glad to hear she's enjoying it.
um, what's been going through all your mind through all this with the first few episodes in?
I'm just really excited and happy. I'm happy to see that all the hard work that everyone put into it has really paid off. Because I mean, personally, I'm biased, but I think the show looks amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that all the blood, sweat, and tears that this huge cast and crew put into the show paid off. Yeah.
We're gonna jump more into the show in a few minutes, but I was trying to do some research on you and everything, get to know a little bit more about you. Also, what made you fall in love with the industry? What made you go for it?
I was always a very hyperactive child, and I'm a baby of four kids, and I need attention all the time. And I think my mom wanted to have some free time, so she put me into acting classes, and I love that. I love performing. I love singing. So yeah, it just kind of stuck, and I've been going for it ever since then.
Well, I saw, yeah, I wrote down on my notes that you also play sports and everything too, right?
Yeah, I
A little
used
bit
to
of
play.
rugby.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah. I used to play rugby in high school. I wasn't very great at all, but it was good. It was, rugby's fun. I think it's important to do some sort of like physical sport as a kid, especially as a young boy, get out some of that aggression. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Growing up in Canada, how did you not fall into hockey or soccer or something like that?
I know, right? Yeah, my grandpa always wanted one of us to be like a pro skater, but it was not the case for us. I'm a baby. I don't like you have to tie the shoes really tight and it hurt my feet. So I never got into never got into
In the entertainment industry now, what's your ultimate goal? What do you think you want to accomplish?
keep working, man. That's really it is to keep working. It's the best job ever. Like it's honestly the worst day on set is better than the best day at any other job. So I love the work, the people that you meet. It's amazing. And yeah, it's you're playing dress up for a job. So it's like the greatest thing ever. So just keep working. That's my goal.
Right, right. So you mentioned you keep working everything. What do you do as an actor to become better and better?
I'm lucky that I'm in a place in Canada. So Vancouver, there's a lot of really talented actors here. And there's a lot of really great classes. So I'm in a class right now with some extremely talented kids. Um, yeah, so I think that's the best thing is to just find a place where there's other actors that you can look up to and that have, some really great skills. So yeah, that's it. Being in class.
Amazing. What's Dylan's dream role someday? What do you want to try to get your hands on?
My dream role, I like sad, drama things. I like sad. I
Yeah.
love I love to cry. So any excuse to get nice and emotional, I think would be lots of fun for me.
What movie makes you cry to this day?
Paddington, Paddington 1, I just watched like a couple months ago. I was bawling my eyes out like uncontrollably. I thought it was a beautiful movie. So yeah, Paddington. That's a great movie.
What's a movie that you love to like, or a TV series that you're binging these days that you enjoy?
Oh, Game of Thrones. I've seen it like twice, and I want to rewatch it like every 6 months to a year. The last season wasn't maybe so great, but I'm a huge fan of the book and the show. So yeah, Game of Thrones for sure.
That'll be something. Would you love to get your hands on something like that? A role?
I have to work on my accent a little bit. My English accent isn't so strong, but it's worth working on it to get an opportunity for that for sure.
Right, right. So yeah, let's jump into to your latest project, Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies. Any pressure joining a series like this? After we had two movies and theater plays everywhere.
Yeah, totally. Lots of pressure. It's, such a beloved franchise. I think there was a lot of pressure, not just on me, but on everybody on the show, to handle the IP with such care. And I think if people actually watch it, they'll see that it was handled with care. And everybody who worked on the show really knew what they were doing and respected the original films. So yeah, a lot of pressure, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
So we see you as Neil. Tell us a little about your audition. How were you approached now for the series?
Yeah, the audition process was a lengthy one. I auditioned for quite a few roles in the show. And I think it was early November of 2021 was when I first got my first audition. Didn't hear anything for like 2 to 3 weeks, got another audition. Didn't hear anything for a month until January. Did another audition. And then like a week later, I heard that I got the part, and then it was like a week after that that we were just like straight up into rehearsals for dance. So it was it took a long time, and then just go 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 go.
What kind of description were you given for Neil?
The loudmouth class clown was the description for Neil. Yeah, and he's a bit of a bully.
Mm.
That's kind of the description that we were given in the breakdown.
Mm. How did you decide to play this character? Well, like, how did you dive into it?
I mean, it's he kind of just the page, it's all on the page, right? Like he's a bit of a nasty guy. He's a bit of a
Mm.
nasty guy. So yeah, I just kind of went with what was on the page and really dived into it. I thought it was really fun. I love playing mean guys. I really
Yeah.
don't get that opportunity that often. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it
Mm.
a lot.
What was like the biggest challenge trying to play this character? Any challenges?
Oh, the dancing, man, the dancing. Jonathan is like an amazing choreographer. We had such a great choreography team on the show. But yeah, there's some sick numbers, some really cool dances. But I'm not necessarily classically trained, so that was the hardest thing for me for sure.
What did you enjoy about a character that's in the 50s, with the music, the outfits?
Yeah, just how different it is than, a modern role. And how much that can actually like affect your um preparation for a character, how the music is different, how the colloquial terms that kids used in the 50s are so different than it is now. Um, Fist bumps weren't a thing. Like I remember we were doing a scene and it's like a celebratory scene and like I think instinctively I went to like do a fist bump, but it's like, oh whoa, that just not happen in the 50s, right? So yeah, it was cool to just dive into a different time for sure.
Your character is friends with Buddy, which I had on the show, Jason. Describe like
Yeah.
that chemistry like between you two, like the bond that you guys have.
Like on the show or
Yeah,
like real
on the
life?
show and then real life.
On the show, yeah. So like we're, Jason and Neil are old time friends and Buddy's like a lot more of a, I would say like a nice guy.
Mm.
He has, there's not always a nice guy, but Neil is definitely like a bit more of a prick, if I'm allowed to say that. So he keeps him around because we've been friends for a long time. That's how I would describe the friendship on the show. In real life, Jason, he's just like the sweetest guy. He's
Right.
the nicest dude. He made me feel so welcome. Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, he's just a sweetheart. He's the nicest. Well, you would know. You've talked to him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what did you love about this character that you played?
I loved how much of a dick he was. Honestly, it's fun to just be rude,
Everybody
because
says that whenever they play like a bad guy or anything, like they love doing that because they're not like that in real life.
exactly you just have free reign to just to be mean. So it's yeah, it was fun. It was fun to like just say rude things to people. Yeah.
What can you tease about your character coming up in the next few episodes without giving us any spoilers?
Without giving any spoilers, you're gonna have to watch and just see. In terms of character development, he kind of stays a bit of a dick. So, there's not going to be too much change like that. But if you keep watching the show, you're going to see that yeah, Neil is still the same old Neil, but there's some good moments in there for sure.
What when the viewers tune in and watch this and watch your performance also, what do you hope they remember the most about your performance?
I mean, about the show overall, I hope just people have fun because we had such an amazing time creating this show. Um, yeah, I hope people. I've gotten some comments about like how nasty Neil is, and I like that. It makes me feel good. It's like, oh, okay, people don't
You're
like this character. I'm doing my job. So good.
right.
So that, I can appreciate the hate, so I'll take it.
What a message or theme do you hope the viewers take away from watching the series?
Message or theme? That's a good question. Um, I think the theme of like belonging and finding a group of people who really see you for who you really are and how important that is and how, it's a problem that it's hard for kids now and it was hard for kids in the 50s, and it's something that everyone needs is a place to belong. So yeah, I think that's what a theme that I think is really powerful in the show.
Amazing. Any word on a season 2 yet? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything yet. Fingers crossed. I hope we'll hear soon. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Dylan, what's next for you now?
I've got this episode of Creep Show season 4 coming out later in the year, which should be great. It's such a fun show, anthology horror series, which should be a lot of fun, and I hope people enjoy it.
Amazing. Dylan, how can the listeners and viewers find your social media, keep up with you, keep up with your character, the show?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I don't really post that much. Dylan.Sloane. That's where you'd be able to find me.
Amazing. Dylan, I want to thank you for giving me a today. This was great.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.